I am not going to take much of your time, so I'm just going to go straight to the point. So today's topic is about strong people. Yes, you strong person, me strong person, are strong people. If you identify yourself as a strong person, put your hands up. You know what? I'm not even going to put my hands up because I'm not as strong as you. So yeah, it is about strong people. So we are going to unlearn the lies that we were told about what and who a strong person is or should be. These lies were told to us in our youth by people that we trust, people we look up to, or sometimes our parents. And we have gone up to practice these lies or hold on to them, causing us to tolerate dangerous behaviors and dangerous people, or getting involved into dangerous situations that have led us to situations which are outside of our control or have caused a detrimental impact on ourselves or our health. So, what are some of the lies that we have to unlearn about who a strong person is? Let's get into it. So, some of the lies that we have to unlearn about who a strong person is this: being a strong person doesn't require you to suffer alone or burn yourself out in an attempt to satisfy people. I know you were told that you have to hold yourself together. I know you were told that the longer you stay in that situation, the longer you suffer, the more the situation is going to get better in the future. That is far from the truth. Okay? Being a strong person doesn't require you to suffer alone or burn yourself out in an attempt to satisfy people. Being a strong person doesn't require you to ignore the past trauma that you've experienced or the pain or the grief that you are experiencing. Okay, it doesn't require you to do that. Ignoring the fact that you've gone through a traumatic experience or are going through a period of grief or experiencing pain doesn't mean that you're a strong person. In fact, it is the opposite, because any trauma, pain, or grief that is unchecked is going to show up later down in the future. It's going to show up in your actions, it's going to show up in your conversation, it's going to show up in your responses, it's going to show up in your behavior, and it's going to cost you if it is unchecked and undealt with. Also, being a strong person doesn't mean that you should be a doormat for everybody. It doesn't mean that you should be a doormat for everybody or everything to work on you. In fact, it is quite the opposite. You see, being a strong person requires you to have healthy boundaries that protect you and the people that you love. So, you being a doormat and accepting everything and letting people walk all over you whenever they want doesn't mean that you're a strong person. And also, being a strong person suddenly doesn't mean you can't walk away or seek help when life becomes challenging and difficult. Woo! Now that's a strong one. Yeah, were you told that you have to stay in that toxic situation? Were you told that you had to endure domestic violence? Like the more you stay in that situation that is not serving you, in that situation that is draining you out, the more you stay there, things are going to get better. Have you been told that? That's a lie. You see, because you stay in a situation longer doesn't mean things are going to get better. You see, change starts with the person themselves. You have to want change for you to be able to change. Because I have sacrificed for you, because I've been there for you, because I have given everything for you, doesn't mean that things are going to get better. So the longer you stay in that situation, that toxicity, that unhealthy situation, doesn't mean that they're going to get better or it's going to get better. So that's a lie that you have to unlearn. Also, being a strong person doesn't mean that you can't stand up for yourself. No. A strong person, let's talk about a strong person now. Being a strong person requires you to have healthy boundaries. These boundaries protect you from negativity and from toxicity. These boundaries help you to identify situations that are not serving to you, and it helps you walk away. Also, being a strong person requires you to find your voice, identify your voice, and use it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Being a strong person requires you to identify your voice and use it. It requires you to take a pause, breathe, and revive yourself when things get hard. Because there will come a time when things will get hard. Life will be difficult. And when those moments comes, you have to take a step back. You have to pause. You have to reflect. You have to breathe in deeply and reorientate yourself about what your values and your goals are. And you have to revive yourself to continue the journey. Also, being a strong person requires you to properly examine the fight that you take on. Now, this is very important because most of us out there, we are fighting battles that we have no business fighting. We are fighting people that we have no business fighting. We are taking on battles that we have no business fighting. So, being a strong person requires you to use your energy wisely, to examine battles that are not serving you or serving you, and to choose your battle wisely. So not every battle that you get engaged in. There are times when you have to look at it and you go like, you know what, this battle is not serving me, so I'm going to walk away from it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to say a thing. I'm just going to walk away. So you have to examine the battles that you fight and the fight that you take on. Also, being a strong person requires you to walk away and let go. You don't have to be in control all the time. Things don't have to go your way. You have to come to the acknowledgement that, okay, things are not working. This situation is not serving me. This plan is not going well. This business idea is not going well. So now it's about time that I let go and walk away. So you have to walk away and let go of things that are not serving you. Also, being a strong person will require you to confront the lies that you're running away from, or it will require you to confront the truth that you run away from. That truth will require you to say, you know what, that person doesn't love me. That truth will require you to say, you know what, I think I have some behavior issues that I need to deal with. That truth will require you to say, you know what, this situation is giving so much toxicity to me, or this situation is draining me out more than it is giving to me. So being a strong person will require you to confront the truth that you run away from. Truth that, okay, I've gone through a traumatic experience and I need to seek counseling for it. So it will require you to confront the truth that you run away from. And also, being a strong person will require you to take off the mask. You know, we all put up a show for people to see. You know, maybe sometimes we're afraid that if we are too authentic, they will walk away, or we want to fit in, or we want people to applaud us, or we want, people to like us. So therefore, we put up a mask. We wear a mask. You know, we fake the smile, we fake the posture, we fake the happiness because we don't want people to have things to say about us. You see, being a strong person will require you to take off the mask and see yourself for who you truly are, rather than the image that you are portraying to people. So you will have to see who you truly are, that you have a problem, that you have an issue, that situation is not serving you, that this is who you are. You're going through depression, you're going through a mental situation, you're going through a mental breakdown, you're going through divorce, you're going through a hard time. It will require you to take off the mask and see you for who you truly are, rather than the image you're trying to portray. So this is who a strong person is. So anytime that somebody is telling you that you are a strong person, or you're telling somebody that they are a strong people, these are the definition that you should refer to, not the things that they're not, or the things that they should not be. And one thing I want you to know is this. As you deem yourself as a strong person, or somebody around you that you've considered as a strong person, with what I said earlier on in the video, when these people break down, it is harder to get back up, or there is no getting back up at all, because they've used all their energy, all their strength to hold things together and hold people together. So what is your responsibility as you watch this video today? That friend or that person you deemed strong, support them. Because there are times, just like me, they just want to be supported. They just want to be checked up on. They just want to be helped. Believe me, there are times when I don't want to be a strong person. I just want to lie there and cry. I just want to cry in the arms of someone. That person could be anyone, a loved one, a friend that I trust, a colleague. It doesn't matter who they are. But there are times when I get tired of being strong. So if I can feel like that, believe me, that friend or that person that you consider as a strong person also feels the same way. So how can you support them? Call them, check up on them, make them comfortable to tell you what's going on with them. Support them in any way that you can. And also, I want you to understand that in all the struggles, in all the disappointment, in all the hard times, acknowledge that being a strong person doesn't require you to take the weight of everything and everyone onto you. It doesn't require you to do that. You see, accepting this truth will help you and will prepare you into freedom and longevity. Okay, you can know this, but you have to accept that I can't carry the weight of everybody on my shoulders because I'm only one person. When you understand this, it's going to increase your quality of life, it's going to improve your joy, and it's going to help you to let go of things that should be let go of. If you enjoyed this video today, please share it with your friends, with your family. Leave a comment. I am more than happy to hear your feedback and what you have to say.